Welcome back everyone to more Motorsport Manager Online. So now we've got another part that is complete and we'll go on car number 2. So let's go ahead and take care of that first and foremost. So build is complete. We'll go ahead and install that. Of course we know it's going over here to car number 2, which may or may not continue to be driven by Santa Ana. So that's going to be a very nice increase in performance. There you can see we're 1,062, 1,063 for the two cars. Very nice. We pick up a couple of gears. What we really need is some more of the metal. But it doesn't look like they're wanting to give that to us at this current time. So car number 1 looking very nice. And of course we've already taken a quick look at the engines. And I want to leave that exactly where it is for right now, simply because of reliability issues. So we'll come back out to the home screen and let's see where we are. Sponsors, we got a few more hours there. Storefront, we're good to go there. And about another hour to go on our HQ upgrade. So everything is looking good. So now we'll come in under the driver tab, and this is where we're going to have some decisions to make. So first things first, we've got to upgrade Claudia. And we're going to go ahead and continue upgrading her qualifying. So remember, this will be her next to last upgrade that will be available, 534,000, which is money well spent as far as I'm concerned. This will bring her up to a 73 overall. All right, very nice. 12 races remaining on her contract, but we need to either renegotiate with Santa Ana or we need to pick up a new driver. So again, as we talked before, the 95 on race pace is really the one thing that keeps her around. I mean, she's decent in qualifying, and her smoothness has come a long way. Defending is not bad. Of course, overtaking for both of our drivers is not very good, but it really hasn't been a huge issue for us. So now let's take a look at the drivers we can get a hold of. Of course, one of the things that I really don't like about the game, I mean, it's not a huge issue probably for most anybody, but I don't like it that you end up with the same driver driving for multiple teams. That I'm not a huge fan of. And we've already seen that Barnaby White and Lucas Cole are favorites among the current teams out there. No surprise there, but I'm not a huge fan of that. So let's take a look at Lucas Cole first. Obviously, he is at a 71 overall. And the thing here that I'm really looking at is he'll be a level 1 whenever we get him. However, once he gets to a level 10, that's a huge upgrade from where he starts. So I'm looking at these. These are some pretty good stats given that information. But nothing really stands out as extremely strong. So let's back out. Let's look at Barnaby White. Smoothness is huge. That is a very nice number. And everything else for the most part is really good. And of course, if you think about upgrades we could make in the future, then his driver trait really starts to stand out. Soft tires, he wears those 5% less just here at the beginning. So imagine once we get to a level 3 on that, how much less wear we would have. So that would make him a very good fit for the soft tire trait. That's the way I am looking at that. We've already taken a look at Matt Tifft. His Pit Stop Pro trait is really nice. Let's see. Other than that, Jessica Monroe, I mean, look at her smoothness and her qualifying number. Both of those are absolutely amazing. Now, she's got the team chemistry trait that we've seen a little bit earlier, but only if her teammate is the same nationality. So she would be a good one to pair up with Matt Tifft, for example. And then as we sort of work our way down through, really, that's about it as far as drivers that I wouldn't mind picking up. So what I am looking at right now is my favorite driver would be Barnaby. However, he is a favorite at this particular level. So now I'm looking at Jessica Monroe. I'm seeing 2 stats here that are amazing and will need really no work at all. So I'm looking at her as a really great option for the future. So let's go ahead and approach her, see what we get. Okay, so not a whole lot of driver patience here. So the way I'm going to approach this is I'm going to look at this as, let's go maximum contract. Let's go, let's see. Okay, so 510, still not a huge amount. And we'll go equal car quality, which is exactly what we're trying to do from race to race anyway. So let's see what we can get here. If the deal works out, it works out. If not, and we end up running out of patience, then we'll go back for Santa Ana. I'm not going to be terribly upset regardless of how this comes out. So let's go ahead and confirm that. Okay, so rejected. I think we can do better. All right, so she wants essentially $595, which is a very small increase over where we were. And other than that, again, I haven't really seen how this support staff really makes any sense, honestly. So let's go the full $595. This will be our final offer. Either it works or it doesn't. And there we go. It has been accepted, so we've got a new driver to add to the fold. And of course, she's going to be replacing Santa Ana. Now, at first glance, it looks like we're replacing like for like, but of course, we know better in that all the improvements that we're going to be able to do with Jessica. So as much as I hate to see Santa Ana go, I think this is a good opportunity for us to replace our second driver before we actually have to for performance reasons. And of course, I'm very happy that the length of the contract is the maximum as well, so it gives us plenty of time to really work through some improvements. All right, so there we go. Now, we're not going to have the team chemistry. That's not going to be in effect at this particular point, but who knows where we might be in the future. So what I'm most excited about, qualifying and smoothness, we'll see how the race pace being at a 61 will hold her back. Who knows? Maybe it won't be that big a deal. Maybe it will. We'll find out very shortly. So once again, everything looks like it is ready to go. Let's head to the track. All right, so it looks like our next race is going to be in Phoenix. Now, what I don't know is, are we going to be on the oval or are we going to be on the road course? I can see that we need to be 10th or above, so that's not terrible. Forecast, there was an extremely small chance of rain, so not too terribly worried about that. We're going to keep the soft and hard tire bonuses. Again, we might have to get rid of the hard tire bonus at some point simply because there are medium tires available, but we'll see how it all plays out. I'm in no particular hurry, and having fun with this is the most important thing for me. So once again, we're going to start at toward the rear of the grid with Monroe. All right, so let's take a look. So the soft tires out of a 9-lap race. Let's go. We're going to keep neutral there. And what do we want to do here? So 12. Oh, wow. That is very nice. What is it if we don't push 8%? Okay. All right. So that's not bad at all. I think we can actually do this without a pit stop, even if we leave it here, because that would put us right to the edge. We may have to go down to conserve maybe a little bit. But overall, very happy. And as you can see, here we are, lap number 2, and already we are further up the grid. I see a lot of soft tires, only one medium, and then a few of the hard compound. So far, so good. All right, so just so I can keep it in my memory, 22% per lap. That should give us no issues. 28% if we are, wow, if we are pushing. So I'm going to try to do this in one stop. Let's see how that works out. At this point, really have no idea how that's going to work out, but that's what we're here to find out. So we're here on lap 3, and as we come by the start-finish line for lap 4, 33% remaining. Okay, that's not bad. Not quite as good as we need, so I'm going to drop that back a little bit. We're up into 6th position, so I'm not terribly worried about it right now. I mean, our positioning is pretty good. All right, so let's go ahead and, okay, now that we've crossed the start-finish line, let's go ahead and set up our soft compound. And at this point, I'm just hoping we can make it. I think we can. I think we're going to be right on the edge. Let me put it that way. And if we run out right as we get to the start-finish straight, that'll be okay, because I don't think that'll be the end of the world. You can see we're down to 2%, 1%, 0. Okay, but we're right here on the straight, so I'm okay with that. And because we are taking care of the tires from this point forward, we'll just have to keep in mind that we can't really even go back to neutral at this point if we want the tires to last literally the entire length. But at this point, we don't have enough laps remaining where that should become an issue. So we're at lap 6, and we're doing great on tires here. So let's go ahead and start pushing a little bit. Okay, we're in the lead for now. Let's see how that works itself out. We've got a nice size lead. And again, we're not pushing right now, but we're also not conserving either. Let's see, are we going to make it? I think so. But I guess, as always, we'll find out shortly. All right, so we're extending our lead here. Really no reason to push, so I'm going to back off a little bit. Okay, so we're sitting at 1st and 4th. All right, very nice. And, oh, I was not paying enough attention because Claudia is actually in 4th. I just assumed she was the one leading. But unfortunately, that was wrong. But fortunately, it was indeed the other car that's in the lead. So we've got 12%. Yeah, we're perfectly fine there. Let's go ahead and go full attack mode on this final lap for Claudia, or at least the portion of it that's remaining. She's not really going to be able to make up any spots, but hey, you're not going to get me to complain, as we'll come home 1st and 4th. So that extra smoothness that Monroe has is going to be a huge advantage for us, I think, over the long term. Making fewer pit stops is always a great thing. As far as I'm concerned, now I know if you work the numbers and get down to the tenths of a second and really look at all the strategies, there are ways to maximize it. But for me, having to deal with fewer pit stops and being able to just enjoy playing the game a little bit more is worth it for me. All right, so we'll come home in 1st place as a team, 1st and 4th, which of course will give us quite a head start on our first upgrade for Jessica. It also puts us at 88 points now total toward our promotion of 115. So that means one more race, and we should be able to take advantage of that. So we've got a focus trait for Jessica for at least the next 20 minutes. But the good news is we're going to do another race here in just a moment. So we should have an opportunity to take advantage of that. Materials, finally, we get some more sheet metal, which is exactly what we need. All right, so let's move our way through these final couple of screens. The leaderboard, let's see where we are on the leaderboard right now. Okay, please let me through there. All right, we're up to 3.13 million and sitting at roughly the 5,000 mark. Okay, I certainly like that. And now we'll move on to being able to repair one part. We'll have to decide exactly which part we want to deal with, because at this point we really don't have any further upgrades that we can make unless we now have enough metal to be able to upgrade. But I don't think so as far as that goes. All right, what do we have? Really nothing took a huge hit. See, the maximum is 300 here, so we're only 5 away from that. All right, so what I really see is the durability here. So since Claudia has a little bit lower durability, we'll go ahead and fix this part. That'll get us up to 77. Not quite as high as I would prefer, but okay nonetheless. All right, so back to the home screen. Again, you can see Jessica with a great race in a victory in her very first race. I mean, that's kind of hard to do much better than that. All right, let's come in under build because I want to see, do we have enough parts now? All right, we need 3 more of the sheet metal in order to make this happen. All right, and of course, brakes, we're totally good there on brakes. We're great on gearbox, so we just need 3 more of the metal. And unfortunately, if we come in under the storefront, let's see, keep scrolling, there we go. So we've already purchased this, and it'll be another roughly 10 hours before we can do anything with that. Now, we could pick up some extra money here in, get rid of some tokens and pick up some extra money, but it's not really something we need right now, so I'm not going to do that unless we absolutely have to. All right, so everything looks good. We have no upgrades remaining. Let's do another race. All right, it's time to move on to Ardennes. 22% chance of rain, so not a huge chance. Also, pit lane takes quite a long time. All right, let's go ahead and set this thing up. The forecast, we'll take a look at that. But first things first, get our strategy all set. First 3 laps appear to be without any sort of rain. All right, so now we just need to keep going. Let's go ahead and continue on and see what we get for qualifying. And so we're coming home 13th and 18th, which is, I believe, the same as what we had in the previous race. The good news for us, though, is, well, Jessica won the last race, so we're not too terribly worried about where she starts. Let's go ahead and take a look. We're going to go ahead and go conserve just to make sure, and if things work out well, we'll change that over the last few laps. So let's see, let's go conserve here as well and try to do it on, so 1 stop for Claudia and no stops for Jessica. That's the plan. We'll see how it works out. All right, so Claudia is really in a mess right now. So I'm not going to worry a great deal about where Jessica's running right now because she's not coming into the pit, so we got plenty of time to let all of this clear out. All right, so we're up to, well, 7th or 8th. You can see there's a lot of cars in very close proximity right now this far into the race. And of course, remember, we are not pushing at all. So chances are most of these cars that are running around us with the soft tires are probably doing 2-stop strategies rather than our single stop. All right, wow, what a log jam here in this set of corners. Again, we've seen this track very recently in our gameplay. Not sure if that's by design in the game or if there's some sort of glitch that is bringing it up that often in the gameplay. All right, so as I look at the tires around us, you can see 6th place is roughly equal to us. Everybody else is much less, including like the leader, 2nd place, 5th, 4th, and so on. So these guys are all going to have to probably make 2 stops during the race, unless they decide to go to a medium or a harder compound. All right, so once again, we're looking at 22% per lap. All right, so we're going to work our way past the start-finish line, past the pit road there. We're going to put the soft tires back on, and we'll go up to neutral for this final lap and just push as hard as we can for the tire we have remaining. Now, the good news for us is we are gaining on the leader. We have roughly the same amount of tire left, give or take. So that is definitely good news. All right, so Jessica is now moved up to 11th, and looks like we may have one other car that is on that same strategy as us, unless they've already pitted and I simply missed it. All right, pit stop at 3.1. We'll go back to conserve. All right, so you can see we're at 51% tire remaining for Jessica, and we are at or past halfway, so I'm very happy with where things are right now. right, can we get by with the neutral? We're going to try it. Because I think we need to pick up some more spots. We're not quite in as good a position with Jessica as we were in the previous race. So here, I want to try to push it a little bit harder and see if we can make it to the end. This is going to be pretty close. All right, on the tires, I don't think the two leaders in front of us right now are going to be able to make it to the end. So I'm very happy with where we're sitting with Claudia right now. The main thing is I would really love to get enough points to get our next promotion, and I believe 27 is what we need, but I could be wrong on that. I don't remember exactly, but I want to say 27 is what we are actually at here. All right, so with those pit stops, that gets us up to 34. That is very nice. And let's go ahead and go back to conserve on Jessica, because we are going to be cutting this. Well, in fact, yep, we're not going to make that. Man. All right, well, that is not what we wanted, so let's go ahead and set up. Let's give her the soft tires and do max attack, since we're not going to be able to make it on the tires. And again, it was going to be extremely close. We might have made it, but at this point, I would rather just have her go full attack mode. And let's see what happens. Certainly not what I wanted, but all right, so she's going to go full attack mode. Again, she is in the red right now, but hey, we're just going to let it all hang out, and whatever happens, happens. So Claudia will come home with the race victory. That is awesome. That's exactly what we wanted. We're pushing as hard as we can. Oh, we're in 11th. Let's make that pass for 10th, and there you have it. So we'll come home first and 10th. Not a huge amount of points compared to what we might have been able to pull off. But I think we got enough points to move up and get our next promotion, and that's really the main thing that mattered. There you have it. So we had, looks like 4 extra points to spare. So we'll pick up 135 XP for Claudia and only 89 here for Jessica, but I still think that's going to be enough to get her a promotion. So now race position, we'll pick up 475K for our race purse, which includes that bonus for moving up to the next division, and then an extra 100K for our sponsor bonus. All right, and oh, now we got some aluminum, and we got a little bit more sheet metal. We need more of this sheet metal. I think, what do we need? What, 2 more? Now that we picked up 1 more. That's what I'm hoping anyway. All right, so let's see. Now we're falling a little bit. We're still around that 5,000 range, up to 3.3 million, which is really good. That's going to be a nice little bit of extra cash that we'll get in a little over a day from now. All right, so now I believe, given where what we've seen in the recent past, we'll get the promotion first, and then we will actually repair the car. So let's see if that holds true for this time as well. All right, so G-Class is complete. So yeah, we have to work our way all the way up through A. All right, so we get 3 new drivers. And it looks like, okay, so 72s and 73s across the board. And we get 1 new strategy, wet handling. When the car is wet, or when the track is wet, I should say, 3 seconds per lap. That is absolutely monstrous. The problem with that is you need to make sure that you have a wet race. So it would have to be raining at the very beginning to have really any idea that that was going to be useful to you. But we'll take it nonetheless. Who knows when it might come in useful for us. All right, so we got a new championship. This, once again, is mixed. So we'll join this one. Let's see what we get. Top 15, no refueling, no safety car, and 3 compounds. All right, so it looks to be identical to what we had previously. Promotion prize is an extra 300K plus 5 additional tokens. All right, let's go ahead and join this. And now I believe it should be time. Actually, let's go back to the stock car. All right, there we go. Worn parts. Let's take a look and see what we get. Oh, this is actually going to be a pretty easy one for me. 63% up here. I do not like that. So let's go ahead and fix that. And we'll confirm that. Otherwise, things look pretty good. So now we just got another promotion. We need 125 points in order to receive our next promotion. And the way things have been going, we're looking pretty good. As we take a look at our car in the new division, it's just okay right now. And you can see we've got a lot of room for improvements. The question is going to be, do we have the parts and pieces we need for materials? We still have good drivers, not great, but good still, and our staff is at the okay level. So that gives us an idea of where we're starting at this new division, but we'll take a look next time at how we can race. That's going to do it for today. Thank you very much for joining me, and stay tuned for more Motorsport Manager Online.